Hey, what's up? This is my Q&A. I've got a couple questions that I'm going to answer in this video concerning my schizoaffective bipolar disorder, which is a very serious type of schizophrenia. Basically, if in case you're watching this and you're not too sure what schizoaffective bipolar disorder is, it's a it's like a combination of having bipolar disorder and schizophrenia. Well, having bipolar disorder, the mood swings, the manic ups and manic lows, alongside with the auditory and visual hallucinations. Now, I want you to know, in no way am I a doctor or anything, but I do have my lifelong time of dealing with this illness, and I have a therapist that I see weekly. I take my medications. That's a very important thing, because when I was younger, or when I first, started taking medicine, I would think that, oh, I feel better now. I don't need it anymore. I could do it on my own. No, you have to, for what I have, I feel like, the best thing that I've done is to finally admit that I need the medication and just to take it. And if it makes you feel worse, of course you can talk to your psychiatrist and change it, but it's very important to keep on the medicine and don't stop taking it on your own. You have to have a teamwork. You have to have a team for it to work, basically. Unfortunately, one of the one of the traits of having schizophrenia, which a lot of, family that I have and a couple close friends that talk to me, they know. I'm very scatterminded, racing thoughts. It's really hard for me to socialize. A lot of people will be surprised at that, because I used to perform on stage and do spoken word poetry, verses, and everything. But yeah, basically. So look, I already lost myself, but down to the Q&A. All right, the first question. These questions are questions that I got when I first posted, a couple years ago, actually. I posted a video about certain things and my thoughts on it, and I had a few questions that people were asking. And one of the questions was, what do you find that helps me, or what do I find that helps me the most? Basically, being honest with myself and actually knowing that I need help. There's no way to prove the things that we go through, if it's real or not real, even if we're the only ones that see it or hear it individually. But in all words, we know that's not a normal thing, and we may need help. We will need help. I thank God that I've always had that in me to seek help. Something's not right, get help. You have any doubt, get help. And it all starts with talking, asking for help, your parents, friends, or if anything, what I did. I had nobody else to go to. I didn't know how to deal with it at 16 years old, and I didn't know what was going on. So I actually called the police, and I told them what was going on, and took me to the mental health institute. That's the other thing. Nobody should feel embarrassed about going. They say, oh, the loony bin. No, don't feel embarrassed about going there. It takes the toughest person to break down, and actually realize that you need help, and there's no shame in that. There's more power in asking for help than there is in not asking for help. No. So the biggest thing that I found that helps is asking for help and talking about it. And having a plan. Now, the other question. What kinds of signals do I get? Now, as of right now, I know a couple days ago I posted a video on voices that I heard, but as of right now, it's like a very light, kind of like Morse code. It sounds like Morse code, but it's like a high pitch, At first, when I started hearing it, it was bothering me, but medicine helps, subside the physical effect it has. Like, the tingling in my ear, or, having it be loud or anything. But I do still hear it. They sound like Morse code, like I said. You know what? Beep, 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 beep. Something like that. Now, there was some ominous feelings a couple years back where I was at Riverpoint Behavioral, and they were humming like subliminal messages that were basically worshiping. I don't like saying it, but satanic words and stuff. And it was pretty scary at that time because it happened in the hospital. I was Baker acted. It was one of those times I blacked out, and I saw like the world ending, and like everybody were a demon. Everybody was a demon, and it's so hard to explain. It's kind of like being in a nightmare, but that nightmare is actually real to you, and you're not able to see you're not able to distinguish anything. What's real to you, it's what's going on, until you finally take meds and you calm down, and then you realize, wow, did I just go through that? But it's hard to deal with, and it was real scary, man, because it creeped up on me. But it had to do with the fact that I was not taking my medicine the right way, and sleep deprivation. I wasn't sleeping right. So you gotta learn. I'm 32 right now, 16 to 32. There's a lot of things happen. But basically those were the signals I got. Some subliminal, like humming vibrations in the air. It felt like they were going through my body, and they were like satanic things. And I just want you to know, don't be afraid. And God is real. God is real, and you need help. I'm telling you the truth. In fact, I pray to God that whoever sees this video, that you get legions and legions upon legions of angels to protect you, because we're here for a reason. And the stigma, the whole, the last, thing before I get to the next question I want to say is that, having mental illness, being schizophrenic, it's not like how they displayed in the movies, all crazy and not, not being able to do anything, or they're killers or whatever. No. I notice most people that have any type of illness like that are really smart. So, so, okay, back to the questions. What do they do to you? Now, this is something that, from age 23 to about a year ago, there are different type of voices that I was hearing. It was more like energies. They would try to do like lustful things. I know it sounds weird. Some people are like, "Ooh, no, I didn't like it." Like they would literally, like, it would feel like somebody's touching me, somebody's trying to, get me in the mood, and I'm like, no. It would happen a lot of times when I'm alone, or it would be, like, so weird. I'd be scared at first, because I'm like, is a ghost trying to make love to me or something? But no, those are the sensations I got. It was like somebody trying to do something to me when I didn't want it. And what did I do? What did I do when they did that? I started praying, or I meditate. Because sometimes, words, when I meditate, I ask for the protection. God, you have me, protect me from anything that's trying to harm me for my life's purpose. I know there's so many religions out there and everything. So above all, God, the one God who created the universe, the man upstairs, he is real. When they started doing that, that was that type. So the question was, what do they do to you? Those specific ones were trying to turn me on physically. I don't want to sound like too TMI, but I mean, that's what happened to me. That's what I experienced. Other times, like a couple of nights ago, the ones there would be other ones that, to claim they're from the military, and they're, they would do different, like, talk about numbers, or they just want to communicate. And a lot of times I was tired. I really didn't want to deal with it, so I would, like, turn on some music, or give my mom a call or give, one of my friends a call or talk to my dad, do something to distract myself. But I thank God that what I actually hear and stuff, it wasn't like negative. Like I don't have any thoughts or anybody telling me to kill myself or hurt somebody else or nothing like that. No, 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 no. If it was ever negative, um, um, like yeah, basically I don't hear negative thoughts. Um, I think I spend a lot of my time trying. I have the negative feelings though. I get sometimes. Sometimes when I do hear stuff and actually, what was the question? I have the paper here. Sorry. So the question was, I'm getting scatter-minded again. The question was, what do they do to you? Now there's a specific one that I gave a name to because I could know. I even feel his presence now. I do. I called him the jester, like a clown, like because he was always there. He was always. I could feel his feelings. Like I could tell if he's laughing at me, trying to make me laugh. I had this gesture, and I've seen him I've seen him once where he was dressed. I couldn't see his face, but he was dressed in a tuxedo and a fedora with a scarf over his mouth, but I couldn't see his eyes or anything. It was like kind of covered, like a bandana over his mouth. Yeah, in a tuxedo. That's who the gesture is. And when he did talk, he spoke mainly in Spanish. But a lot of times he'll speak English with a heavy Spanish accent. But through the years, instead of ignoring it, I learned to deal with it. And let's see, what do they do to you? He never did anything wrong, and actually, I could actually remember hearing whenever I felt kind of sad or upset, he would come, and I could tell he shows up. He's like a presence that shows up. If I pray, he shows up. I'm not saying he's God, but God, he works in mysterious ways, and like Socrates talked about the invisible realm. It was a bug, invisible realm, and what I have my thoughts, on things, like look, my brother showed me something. I'm scattered-minded, but keep up with me. I promise I will get back to those questions. This is good information. My brother actually taught me, how you talk about the realm, the invisible realm, or the spiritual realm. Things that we can't see with our regular senses. He actually took a camera and took a remote control and showed it to me with infrared. We can't see it, but on the camera you can. Now, come on, there's got to be so many things that we are not able to see, on a regular basis. So, I actually heard him a lot of times. He would fight off things for me. He made me feel okay. Yep. So, next question. What's happening on a day-to-day basis since my first experience? Now, on a day-to-day basis, I make sure I take my medicine. I have my apartment, right? This is day-to-day. I have my apartment, my own place. I've had my apartment for the past 7 years or so. But those who know me close know that I spend most of my time at my dad's place. That's because I have it's challenging to be by myself. I may be able to do it, but baby steps, and of course, I have 2 kids. Unfortunately, I'm not with any of the fathers. I know, but that's my life. That's what happened. I have my son, Javier, my daughter, Yomari, but my son has autism, and I have my condition. I'm able to, deal with things and everything, but what changed the most ever since I started was that I realized that I needed a lot more help than I realized. And now, happening on a day-to-day, sometimes it sounds wrong, but sometimes I have no energy and I have no... when it comes to my kids, though, I get up, I do what I need to do to get them good, to make sure they're good, But then for me, I just forget about me, you know. Um, a lot of times, I'm actually feeling pretty good today, like right now. But a lot of times I'm fighting depression, just feeling like, why me? Why did I have to suffer? Why did I have to be Baker acted? Why did I have to, you know, why did I have to be in my own filth? Like when I, in year 2019 when I got arrested, you guys could even look up my name and see my mugshot. They took that after they doped me up with gave me different medication. They did something to me and they took a mugshot. It wasn't even me, you know. I was out of it. I actually, now that's happened on a, I know the question is what's happening on a day-to-day basis is my experience. Fast forward to like last year, from this experience, I was reported missing because when I got arrested at a, I was in a car accident, and the police didn't know how to deal with me, so they ended up arresting me, taking my license away. I was in jail. There was a camera in my room. I was completely out of it, hallucinating. Um, but it's a tough story, but let me stop right there. I'm getting rambling. I'm beginning to ramble. So that specific thing that happened to me 2019 July of 2019, I'm gonna talk about that in a different video more in depth because this is the Q&A. Okay, this is the Q&A. Now on a day-to-day basis, since my experience, it feels like I have two minds. Like I have one mind that's aware of what's going on here, what I'm doing, and I have another mind that's keeping the emotions at bay. Now I make sure I take my medicine. It's really hard to get up in the morning sometimes because I get so sleepy and tired. I just don't want to do anything. Even just to brush my teeth is a hassle. You know, it's just there's so much things going on sensory wise, and there's so many things that I know that if I just stop and just read, I could write all day about what I'm hearing and experiencing. But I try to take it day by day, actually. But they say live one day at a time. Sometimes I say that too, but it's really 1 nanosecond at a time because I kid you not, in one opinion, I could have 5, 6 different ideas, or I can believe in something and not believe in it at the same time. And you know, I've even played dominoes or chess by myself. You know, I've sat one side and then the other side, or playing chess by myself, go against myself on chess. I did that before, several times actually. But man, so on a day-to-day, that's what I do. I mean, it's just trying to keep to this reality, because this is where I need to know what's going on with me. That, you know, there's so many things that people are talking about. Oh, it's a simulation. Oh, it's this. Oh, it's that. But like, oh, I gotta take my meds and make sure what's happening to me chemically or emotionally or psychologically, even spiritually, has a physical effect on my body. And the fact that sleep deprivation makes it worse, like anybody that has sleep deprivation causes psychosis and psychotic, behaviors. So what I make sure to do is make sure I get enough sleep every day, even if I have to take a nap or ask my dad. And it's hard to take naps now, because I got both kids. But I really don't. If I really need to, I God bless my dad. I have my dad to, tag team, as he says. But so thank you. I want to thank my therapist, for getting me back into writing, because that's really been helping me a lot. So writing on a day-to-day, it's been helping. Now I find myself a lot of times feeling alone and feeling sad that I'm going through what I'm going through, and tired of just going through it and having these blackouts, and like not knowing, when my other relapse is going to be. Now it's a matter of just, paying attention to how I feel and stuff, being honest with myself, and trying not to be too hard on myself too, because I was being really hard on myself. So, okay, next question. Do you hear it in the background? Like when you speak with your conscience? I think that's the last question. Do you hear it in the background? I hear them every kind. Like I could hear it in my head or over, like as if they were in a room and they had an intercom on, or in the next room, or I could hear them in front of me or behind me. At the moment, I don't hear any voices right now. I'm sure if I don't distract myself, if I'm not doing something productive or watching YouTube videos or watching, movies and stuff, I would start hearing stuff already, like that easy. But it's a matter of just keeping my mind busy. Yeah. So, now, those were the Q&As. Those were the questions that I had, and I think I answered them as much as I could. Now, if you made it this far, thank you very much. You're my one and true viewer. Now, I just want to spread more awareness. So, those were basically the questions that I had. That questions that I received that needed to be answered. Now, I feel like I'm going to do a story time. But if you made this video, thank you so much for watching. Please go ahead and subscribe. And if you want to hear more stories or hear more of me, of whatever I'm going through, whatever I share, if you're interested, subscribe and hit the notification button so you can be notified when I post a new video. And, well, God bless. Stay safe. All right. See you later.